Hi, how are you? I'm Anthony from Cypher House Escape, and I'm back with video number 5 of the University of Maryland Jeopardy Puzzle Hunt. Today we have a brand new webcam for recording these videos, so that should take care of some of the lagging issues that was happening on the old one. And since this one attaches directly to my main monitor, you have a brand new front-on perspective to fully enjoy all of my confusion as I go through the hunt. As of the end of video 4, we had solved 9 of the 18 feeder puzzles for this hunt, and we got a pretty good start on the meta puzzles. So make sure that you check those out if you haven't already. Okay, that's enough introduction. Let's get on to some puzzles. I'm starting a timer for 1.5 hours right now. So puzzles we haven't solved yet. Chopped, Hip Hop Square, I'm sorry I haven't a clue. As well as Legend of the Hidden Temple, Opposite Worlds, Street Smarts, University Challenge, Wild Animal Game. Okay, so Chopped. Chopped looks like we have these pots with 4-letter words in them, and there's 12 of them and 12 question marks, so I'm guessing we need to obtain a letter from each of these pots in some way. You're given a basket with 3 ingredients. Mix 2 of these ingredients to create a cohesive dish. So this could be anagramming, like maybe for this first pot, we're supposed to take glee and gear and anagram them to get a dish in some way? Does that make sense? I'm gonna give that a try. So I have my anagram solver. Let's try chow and gear. Okay, that didn't come up with any anagrams. What about chow and glee? Cogwheel. I don't know if cogwheel is a cohesive dish. Let's try gear and glee and see if anything happens. No, nothing particularly interesting for these two. So I'm guessing when it says we need a cohesive dish, it doesn't necessarily mean we're looking for food items. Okay, I've brought everything over into Excel, and I'm going to start looking for these anagrams. In this first one, we found chow and glee, so I'm going to color those ones. Gave us cogwheel. So I'm not sure what's going to be important for the final pot. We know we need one thing from each of these previous pots, and that we're making a 4x3 grid, but yeah, I don't know if we take gear or cogwheel or both in some way. Let's move on to this next set and see if things become clearer. Okay, the second set isn't quite as easy. Into and rule comes up with the word outliner, so maybe I'll just write down outliner for into and rule. But then into and made has a lot of possible anagrams. The second set seems to have quite a few combinations, so I'm not quite sure what we're going for on that one yet. Let me try something with some less common letters, like maybe this one. Clip and tile gives elliptic. Oval and tile gives volatile. So I wonder how we know which word we're going for. What if I add an extra letter? What if I remove a letter? Okay, I'm going to try... Okay, so I'm going to try a different anagram solver here that gives me possible anagrams that are shorter than the maximum number of letters. And I'm going to try it for this first set. So chow and glee. Basically, I'm wondering if, because it says we only have to combine 2 ingredients, but it doesn't say we have to fully use those ingredients. So I'm wondering if instead of 8-letter anagrams, if we're looking for 7-letter anagrams that are actual foods. Chow and glee doesn't give anything. Let's try chow and gear. Cowhage. Okay, so cowhage is a kind of bean. I wonder if that's what we're going for here. So maybe we're going for cowhage here, and it has the additional letter of an R. Not really seeing much for this second set either. Clip and oval. Let me try the third set in case I'm missing something. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything for this third set either, so I don't think I'm quite doing something right. It's not just anagram any two, because we've shown here that there are multiple options for that. We need some way to strategically choose what kind of anagrams we're looking for. I'm going to give a couple more minutes playing around with some of these other sets and see if anything stands out to me. But if nothing else stands out to me in some of these remaining sets, I might move on to a different puzzle for the sake of time. So this set down here, Huge Moon User, kind of like the first set, it only has one pair of words that I found that can make a reasonable anagram. Yeah, so Moon User is the only combination that can give enormous for this set. I'm not really sure what's going on with these two sets where I found multiple anagrams, but let's continue on this path and see if anything pops out. So down here, Band Many doesn't anagram to anything. Band Tuna anagrams to Abundant. And then does Many Tuna anagram to something? No. Okay, so yeah, maybe this is it. Let me try this set. Oath Rage. Nothing for Oath Rage. Oath Wins has nothing. Rage Wins has Swearing. So in this last one, Iced Late. Delicate. So I just noticed if oval is the word that's left out up here, then the first letters of the remaining words would spell grow, which looks like it would be a good first ingredient to put in our pot down here. Even though tile and oval anagram to volatile, I'm going to guess elliptic is the word we're supposed to use here. And oval is the word we take, so we get grow as the first ingredient in our final pot. Alright, I'm going to keep going here. Okay, so here's some urge anagrams to gruesome. Here, Chip Lays anagrams to physical. And this gives us the word hour for the second row. Dish and fine could be finished or fiendish. I'm going to go with fiendish. Even though I don't think this matters necessarily. Cape Fuel is peaceful. Anti and root is rotation. Oh, I just noticed what's going on here. It took me way too late. It took me way too late to figure this out, but I just realized that the word we're anagramming to matches as a definition for the remaining ingredient. So cogwheel and gear are synonyms. So is dominate and rule, elliptic oval, delicate weak. Okay, that all makes sense. So this one is finished because the definition's over. Okay, and this means our final ingredient is moms. So now, I assume we have to do this one more time with our 3 final ingredients. We're going to anagram 2 of them to get a definition for the third. Now, grow and hour doesn't have any anagrams. Grow and moms doesn't have any anagrams. But hour and moms gives mushroom, which is a synonym for grow. So I'm guessing mushroom is our final answer for this puzzle. So for chopped, I'm typing in the answer mushroom, and that was correct. Okay, so that gives us another 8-letter answer, and I found last video that all the 9-letter answers go to supermarket sweep, and everything else is going to go to fear factor. So mushroom is something I'm going to add to my list of answers here for fear factor. Okay, so I'm going to dig a little bit into the fear factor puzzle here. So on this puzzle, I think we need to factor all of these equations because, I mean, it's in the title and we have these long equations that look like they could be factored. But then I think we also need to use our previous answers and look up the corresponding fear for each of them. Yeah, so I just looked up the fear of mushrooms, and it looks like that is mycophobia. So I'm adding a column here for the corresponding fears for each of these. Okay, so there's the fear of thinking. I think it's probably best if I don't try to pronounce any of these. So we have all of our fears in here. I still don't know how I'm going to sort them. Maybe I should just start factoring and see if anything stands out. So like this one at the bottom is already factored. It's just a minus 2. Now, this one factors to a minus 1, b minus 5. Here we have, it looks like a minus 3, b minus 4. To factor these, you pretty much just take the number that multiplies the opposite letter. So like, if we want to know what we're subtracting from A, we take the one that's multiplied by the B. Feels a little counterintuitive, but it's a kind of quick and easy trick to factor these, at least when they're this easy. So this one's A minus 7, B minus 8. Now for these ones that have 3 factors, it's a little bit more challenging. To get the number that we subtract from A, we basically take the number that's multiplying B and C. So this is A minus 4. B, we take the number that's multiplying the AC combination, which is 5. And C minus 1. Okay, so I factored these, and my initial thought was that this was telling us how far to index into each of these answers. So like whichever answer goes first, we're taking the 6th, 9th, and 11th letters from that. I think that's still my best thought, but I'm not completely sure how we match the answers to these math problems. Okay, this is interesting. So far, all of our fears have a unique length, and it looks like they might go from 10 up to, say, 16 or maybe 19. So perhaps that's what we're doing. 10 would have to be at the bottom. We'd have to order from longest, I think, to shortest, because 10 letters isn't long enough for extracting an 11-letter answer. Unfortunately, it's a little bit hard because I don't know, maybe there's going to be one that's length 9. I don't really know what the range is on these answers yet, even though I have 6 of the 9. And I'm not even 100% sure that length is correct. So I think I'm going to try solving another 1 or 2 puzzles, see if I can get some more answers for either supermarket sweep or fear factor. Okay, what puzzles do I still have here? Hip hop squares. What is this? Okay, so these 5 people head into a bar to play pool. They want to size up the competition, but it looks pretty empty for this late on a Saturday. So each one of these pool tables has 3 numbers in 3 of the corners, and then the cue stick in the other corner. And of course the boards themselves are multicolored. So what's the goal here? I wonder if these are all singers, aren't they? Oh, the initials of these 5 spell Kanye. What do we do about Kanye? My best guess was that these might be pixel arts of some of Kanye's album covers. Like here's the cover of Kanye West's Graduation album, and I don't know, to me that looks a lot like the color scheme of this. So I assume I'm taking, what, the 4th, 9th, and 11th letters of Graduation? Well, there's only 10 letters in Graduation. That's definitely the cover, that definitely matches. So what are these numbers? Maybe these are tracks? Yeah, I'm not seeing, these could be tracks, but I don't know like what I'm meant to do with them. I'm not really sure what the pool stick is for. Can I locate another one of these maybe? Okay, this one down here in the middle looks pretty clear. It's from the album titled Y.E. So yeah, this is very clearly the same album. But now I need to figure out what these letters 3, 4, and 5 are for. Maybe I'm extracting letters from the actual album cover? Hold on. So on the Graduation album cover, it says Kanye West on it. So that would give me the letters Y, T. Oh, actually, I think I see it. I think I'm supposed to follow where the pool cue would strike the ball until it gets to one of the holes. Okay, I'm probably not going to do this for all of them for the sake of time, but I think this will help me and others see what's going on here. So we go along this line, and the line continues down like this until we hit here. Rebounds back, and we hit down there. And now we're going up 1 and left 2. So we go here. This ball's going on quite the epic journey. Is this it? No, not quite. There we go. At long last, the ball makes its way into hole number 11. So what do I do? What do I do with this? Maybe I do that for all of them and it spells something? About like how I get a letter from the album titles? This one goes straight into 11. So that's the letter K. This one goes into 19, which is the letter S. And then we had 11 again, which is another K. So that doesn't help. This one's going to go into 3, which is a C. Okay, so this one goes into hole 4. Maybe I am supposed to extract letters from the album cover. I just realized this is just like that old screensaver where everybody would just sit there and wait for it to exactly hit the corners. This is exactly how that works. Oh, so close. There we go. Finally made it into hole 17. Okay, so I'm gonna record the albums and the numbers as we discover them. So I already have most of the numbers, and I still don't know, like, these clearly aren't an index. Maybe I'll just take the letter. I'm gonna try to take the letters from the album cover. Okay, I'm pretty sure that this one is the album cover for The Life of Pablo. Now, on the Life of Pablo album cover, there are a lot of words. I'm supposed to take the 17th letter? I'm not entirely sure that that's correct, though, because this particular album cover has a lot of words. It hasn't been, like, as neatly organized as the other ones. So I'm also going to start keeping track of the tracks. So the 17th track on The Life of Pablo is No More Parties in LA. Alright, I'm gonna keep going, trying to identify album covers. Oh, actually, here it is. Okay. Okay, so I actually just found this source that has, I think, all the album covers in the correct order. So, like, these are the top 3, and they pretty closely match the top 3 pool tables that we have here. Okay, I filled in all of the albums for the corresponding pool tables in here. I'm going to get those last 2 numbers from the remaining 2 pool tables on the right. Okay, so we get number 1 for this pool table. Hole 7 for this one. Okay, so what are we doing with this then? It can't be the letters from the covers, because now that I have all the covers, I know that they don't all have words on them. It could still be the tracks, maybe. Oh, we're running really low on time. I gotta break into this puzzle. I want to solve this puzzle today. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing anything in the corresponding tracks either. So what do? I identified the album covers. I got numbers from them. What else is there? What was the flavor text again? They want to size up the competition, but it looks pretty empty for this late on a Saturday. Size up? I feel pretty good about these numbers being track listings, because for like this one, for the YE album, there's only 7 tracks, and we see the numbers are all pretty low, whereas for these other ones, the numbers can get pretty high, but never higher than the number of tracks that are on the album. Could it be the size of the grid? Could Could that have something to do with it? Like, why are some of these bigger and some of these are smaller than other grids? I think it has to be the number of bounces or something. So if it was the number of bounces, how far do we index into gone? We just index twice into gone, and we get O. Which of these other ones were easy to count? This one. So we bounce once, and then we go directly into 3. So there's just one bounce, or do I count that as like 2 sections of a bounce? I'm just going to count it as one bounce. Okay, I just saw that a possible word that has that letter combination is sophomore, and I know that's closely related to the stuff he's going for in his albums. Sophomore is not correct. What's another one that had very few bounces? This one. So we bounce once, twice, 3, and it goes in the number 5. So 3 bounces down here gives us the letter G. This one just bounced once, and it went into the 11. So that gives us a T, and there's no words that have this combo, unless we read down maybe? 14. For this one down here, it bounces 14. Are there 14 letters here? There's only 12 letters in here, so it's not the bounces. So what is it? Number of columns? Could it be like the number of columns in the grid? I don't want to stop. I'm so close to figuring this puzzle out. Because I'm so desperate to finish this puzzle, I'm going to keep working on it, but I am keeping track of my time. I'm gonna count up, and then whatever extra amount of time I spend on this puzzle, I'm going to add to my total over in the sheet. So, starting my new timer now. Okay, my only other idea is that it's the board sizes, because some of these are super long, but they never seem to be too long. Like, it can't be a coincidence that this has the really short track title of Gone, and that it's such a short board. So I'm going to try indexing using board sizes next. So that means we take the 4th letter of this one, which is an N, the 3rd letter here, which is another N. We need the 7th letter here, which is an R. Oh, I don't think it's going to work for on-site. So if it's not board size, and it's not the number of bounces, size, why does it emphasize size? I get that the grid size is important, but I don't know how. They do all have a unique size. So right now these are ordered in the order of release date for Kanye's albums. Maybe it's telling me I have to order these by size? That one is the smallest. Oh, this looks like it could be spelling something. G-H-O. So that spells Ghost Town with the first letters of the track listings. Hip Hop Square's answer, Ghost Town. The answer is Ghost Town. It's a 9-letter answer, so it's going to go to the supermarket puzzle. And specifically, it goes between the F and the H, which is going to give us the letters O-S. Okay, and that's where I'm stopping today. I spent another about 11 minutes beyond my normal hour and a half, which is fine because I'm going to add that into my sheet so that we are able to keep track. So we are currently at 7 hours and 11 minutes solving the University of Maryland puzzle hunt. Alright, let me know your thoughts on this puzzle hunt series so far. Have you already cracked either of the meta puzzles? Maybe I'll be able to solve one next video. We'll have to wait and see. Until then, have a great day, and as always, happy escaping.